I'm sick of brands slapping a wrench or a beard on a product and calling it workwear. Just because your marketing guy happened to watch Hillbilly Elegy doesn't mean that you understand blue-collar life. Today we're calling out fake workwear brands, the ones that have never seen a job site other than through their own window, yet they still want your money. Welcome, I'm Murawski. I've been an electrician for over 20 years. Before that, I was a mechanic and tow truck driver. I've been a blue-collar guy my entire life, so that's why this directly affects me and honestly really pisses me off. Now, what do I mean by a fake workwear company? After all, you could work in any article of clothing. But I'm talking about the brands that specifically target working people, but really haven't done any of the work themselves. They don't understand the work. They don't understand what we need on the job. Now, of course, all these different jobs vary widely, so what you need is gonna be different than what I need, but I'm talking about the brands that honestly don't give a damn. They're looking to flip a product really quick and make it so you can't return that thing because the window's closed and they got their money. So those are the brands that I'm talking about as fake workwear companies. They use words like grit, rugged, and tough, but dig into their sponsorships, their design team, and even their customers, it's not tradesmen. It's tech bros cosplaying as blue collar. And here's the thing that could be borderline dangerous. This stuff is marketed as workwear, but if you actually use it on the job, it totally falls flat. And a lot of times this is your first line of defense against job site hazards. So it can actually be downright dangerous. How do I know? Well, I've definitely fallen prey to it. I mean, I've bought things. The first thing that comes to mind, I bought the Tailor Stitch chore pant, thinking, you know, I was kind of getting sick of my old Carhartt BO1s. That's what I've been wearing forever. And I thought, well, there's got to be an alternative out there. I saw these. They looked good. They weren't as billowy as my BO1s, and they came in some cool colors. Now, they were 3 times the price. I think the BO1s are somewhere like 50, 60 bucks. These were like 150 bucks. So I thought, yeah, but maybe they're 3 times the pant. Well, I don't have to tell you that no, they weren't. Now, my personal definition of workwear is clothing that prioritizes function first. Now, it may look cool, but that's secondary. This is the stuff that's supposed to keep you protected on the job, allow you to move, have plenty of pockets, and serve a purpose. It's basically a tool in your toolkit. Clothing that isn't workwear prioritizes style first, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I love Ironheart and free note cloth and stuff like that that looks a lot like workwear, and I can wear it after hours, that's fine, but I would never wear it on the job. Now, looking back at these Tailor Stitch chore pants, I honestly should have known better. I should have seen the signs.
I saw the signs.
Here's how you spot a poser brand, okay? Their ads look like a cologne commercial. Their models, they're definitely more Instagram than IBEW. They don't have any ASTM or ANSI standard safety ratings anywhere on their website or description of their products. They have $300 jackets with heritage, sure, but no function, and they have no real tradesmen in their marketing. To me, if your so-called workwear is more about vibes than function, then it's about as functional as an ashtray on a motorcycle. They take that workwear aesthetic, they slim it down, and they charge double the price, and they sell it to people who have no intention of wearing it as workwear. And I hate gatekeeping. I don't like this whole fake stolen valor thing from people who work, trades jobs or whatever, thinking that other people can't wear workwear. You should be able to wear whatever you want. But the reason I think that a lot of people get so defensive over that is because working a trade, working in construction, working on a farm, whatever, is hard work. A lot of times you feel like you've earned that. You've earned your worn out workwear that looks really cool now. It happens to be in style. Don't worry, it won't be for very long. But it's when brands exploit that culture to sell you overpriced garbage, that's when I speak up. Now, I'm not looking to get another cease and desist letter. I have certainly named names before and I've paid the price, and it's not fun to do. But I can show you this, things that you should look out for, and I'm sure you can put the pieces together for yourself. So here's what I can show you. Brands that ghost you on warranty claims, brands that hide negative reviews, brands that couldn't spot a tradesman if he's pulling wire right out of there. These companies are selling a look, not gear, and they're banking on people not knowing the difference until it's too late. Thankfully, there are brands that get it. There are plenty of great brands out there that you can buy knowing that they put tradesmen or working class people first, because it's supposed to serve a purpose. And I put a post up on my YouTube community page asking you about brands that you think have kind of exploited people who are working with their hands in order to sell a product. One of the ones here, Duluth is one that comes to mind. Volcom work shoes aren't great, but I've been enjoying their work pants, surprisingly good quality. Brunt, however, is the absolute worst. I can't say enough bad things about them or anyone who markets for them. You know, it's kind of sad as what has become of Duluth Trading Company. For a long time, they were my go-to. Actually, I still have a video up about how I was going from Carhartt to Duluth, and their fire hose work pants, I had like 4 or 5 pairs of these things. They were awesome, and their no bolt guarantee was great, and the aesthetic of the brand and kind of their, what they were originally supposed to be got diluted. Now, I think this is a lot of times what happens with a publicly traded company, especially if there's like venture capital money behind it and stuff. Like, it could get really kind of in the weeds, but now it's definitely more backyard dad aesthetic than anything else. Now, Brunt is one that I have certainly been harsh on before. You know, it's really just a lot of smoke and mirrors. The story that you're told, I can't really get too specific again without getting in trouble. The story that you're being told isn't all the truth, okay? I don't care how many safety glasses you wear, or how much high vis you wear, or how much you decorate like a tool bench behind you with tools that make no damn sense. It's not what you think. And now there are people who like it, that's fine and everything. Another one, too many fashion brands to name them all. Some are too low quality to be used for work, some are too high quality to be used for work. And you know, this is interesting because if you look at brands like Levi's or Ralph Lauren, it's funny because again, like especially Levi's, those were the go-tos for a lot of people. They were the brand that kind of started the whole denim jean thing, right? So that was workwear in its purest form. But now, good luck finding anything from Levi's that's made domestically. And Ralph Lauren's even worse. For a brand that fetishizes the Americana look, they certainly don't make anything here anymore, and they're charging you a fortune. So yeah, I mean, you know, again, it looks like workwear, but if you were to wear it on the job, you'd be wasting your money. Here's another, Timberland's Oh My Days, pro or normal, they're bad. And so I don't have a whole lot of experience with Timberland because my first one wasn't so great. I had a pair of Timberland Pro boots, and they were okay. You know, I'll say that they were okay. But I wore them in the winter time, and the soles on them got so hardened because of the cold that I was slipping and sliding everywhere. So since then, I never bought another pair of Timberland Pros, and I've heard that things have gotten worse since then, because I'm talking about like, you know, 2000s. And it's too bad because again, Timberland, you used to know them as, you know, kind of a workwear brand, although they've always had a hand in style, especially the hip hop community as well. I feel like a lot of Carhartt stuff is declining in quality, like their t-shirts and hoodies. Their serious heavy-duty stuff like the duck bib overalls are still solid though. It makes me wonder if there's secretly 2 lines of Carhartt products, one for work and one for fashion. This is interesting because this is kind of a common feeling, and I've seen even people on you know, social media kind of calling this out, going to a store and picking out like stuff that was in the Carhartt display and be like, look at this is not like what it used to be. And as somebody with a little bit of an inside track, I mean, I've been to the Carhartt factory in Kentucky. I've worked with them in the past and stuff. I have a little bit of insight for this, so if you want to hear it, basically what it is that Carhartt has so many products now that if you were to take a look at one section of it, you would have a completely different understanding of the brand as if you looked at another. So their tried and true stuff, the firm duck stuff that you can get, you know, the things that we remember as like that brown duck brand, is still there. But there's also a new upcoming generation of people who like stretch and tech fabrics. So they started to make a line for them called the Force line. So if you take a Force product, like one of their t-shirts or some of their stretchy pants or whatever, they have some stretch to them. Now they still have their 100% cotton stuff, but in addition to that, they also have other products as well. It's funny how people don't like stretch though. Like I've heard people refer to TrueWork stuff as the Lululemon of the job site. But again, different folks. I mean, if you like that kind of stuff, that's great. I mean, don't get in your sparks or anything. And that's why I do my durability testing so that you can see what would work best for your application. Brand be damned, I don't care. It's all right there. You can see which one wins, and that's why I do that. So let's just try to keep it real. Have you ever been burned by a brand posing as workwear, but then you bought it and used it and it ended up not being very good at all? Share your story in the comment section below. And alternatively, which brands deserve a real shout out? Which ones are doing it right that you would recommend? If you're watching this video, I suggest you go down and check out those comments because there's a lot of knowledge to be shared down there. We're building something here, a community of the real ones, the people who actually do the work rather than dressing up like they do. If you're done being sold a lifestyle, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I have a lot more coming up, like durability testing, workwear shootouts, stuff like that, and some interesting things that I have planned coming up. So if you want to stick around for that and you feel like I've earned it, go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, for the rest of you, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.